Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to try out single button assistant versus assisted highlight, which is two different functionalities that help you actually doing your DPS rotation. Assisted highlight is just going to show up, like it's actually, like as you can see here, it's just going to show which spell you should be using next time, where single button assistant is just one button you press and it will keep, doing your rotation for you. So I am currently on the midnight beta on an Enhancement Shaman. Enhancement Shaman has really been like improved, made easier to play. So I thought it would be fun to do an assisted highlight versus a single button assistant and see how much damage we're going to do less. So we're going to follow the rotation for 1 minute, and you can see here I have the damage meter that is inbuilt in the game now. And I also have the stopwatch, which is also. So we're going to press start, and then when we hit 1 minute, we're going to see how much damage it actually have done, the spec in total. And then we're going to do it with our one, and we're going to see how much damage it have done in total. Again, we're playing Enhancement Shaman with the Stormbringer, and I'm just using the default starter build, the starter build that Blizzard has kind of like recommended to use. So we're going to use this dummy up here, the training dummy up here, the one with the bus dummy. So the first test we're going to do is we're going to do with single button assistant. That means we're going to, for 1 minute, we're just going to be pressing 111, and we're going to see how much damage it's going to do. So let's try see. We're going to buff up first, basically using all our buffs. And now we have everything up, and actually we still need Sky Fury. There we go. And now we're going to be pressing start, and I'm going to press 1 all the time now. So now it is using my single button assistant. It's automatically using all the spells that I'm like kind of supposed to use, and it will just like go through them one by one. So let's skip forward in the time and see how much we actually came to. So now we only have 5 seconds left. You can see it's almost on 200,000, and there we go. 1,920k damage. Let's write that one. 192k. It was like that, I believe it was. So 1,920k it was with single button assistant for exactly 1 minute. Let's now try assisted highlight, which actually require me to press the buttons. So I need to like kind of like Guitar Hero. I need to actually press the buttons below. So now we have combat 1, which is what's this one here. Now we're gonna do a new one, and at this time I'm going to be doing, I'm going to do the assisted highlight. Again, I'm just going to fast forward it. You're going to see me do the first 10 seconds, and then I'm just going to like, fast forward in the video, and then we're going to see how much damage it actually did. Single button system versus assisted highlight. All right, here we go. We're going to click 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, 4, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, this feels like Guitar Hero. You kind of have to like click whatever it tells me to click. So yeah, let's go for I'm gonna basically be clicking whatever it tells me to click for the next 60 seconds. So let's go through time and see how much damage it actually have done. And here we go. It's going to be ending now, and there we go. So 1,300 damage. So basically, that was interesting. So the single button rotation is this one here called Combat 1. That was 1,900. Then we had the one here with assisted highlight, which was 1,300,000. So that means in this test here, the single button system was winning big time. We have to remember, so actually we can see in this case here that when I did assisted highlight, we didn't get a single proc from this one, the spell here called Tempest. And I assume Tempest is like each Maelstrom weapon spin has, it has like a chance to actually happen. So this, like, I guess with the assisted highlight here, I was just very unlucky. So let's do another one and see if we can actually get them to proc this time and see if we can get higher damage. So let's do one more time. Okay, go. Here we go. We got 5 seconds left, and there we go. This time it actually used Tempest in the rotation. And this time you can see the Tempest was here. So if we take the first one where we had most damage with single button assistant, Tempest dealt 300,000 damage. And with the new one here, we tested Tempest dealt 400,000 damage. So it definitely helped that Tempest actually procced this time. Keep in mind, none of them is actually using Ascendance, the damage cooldown, but that doesn't matter since we're not using it both. I kind of want to try and do another one with single button assistant just to see if it can be unlucky this time or not. So now we have tried one time single button assistant with 1,900k. And we did assisted highlight with 1,300 and 1,600. So let's try and do another single button assistant and see how much damage that one can actually do. So we're gonna wait for the segment to reset, and we're gonna click in 3. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we got another single button assistant. The thing is, we have to highlight here is that the beta server is playing on a US server, and I'm in Europe. So actually using the assisted highlight could be a little bit delayed by 0.2 seconds, and every time I press a button, because it is on the US server. So it just makes it a lot easier to use the single button assistant, because I don't have to think about the delay. So especially if you play on some like another server, it will probably make it easier for, like, if you play in the wrong region that is not close to you. But let's see here, we got 40 second back, we got 20 second back. We are only on 100,000 damage, so currently it's lacking way behind. We might actually have a very bad round of the single button assistant, which is going to be interesting. Oh, they just got a very strong Tempest out, and let's see here. Okay, and it's gonna close in now. 1,500 damage. That's interesting. That showed us the first time we did single button assistant, it was supreme leading, but because it's a very random spec, whenever you get your Tempest spell, it was a lucky one. Then we had a very bad round with the assisted highlight. We have a very good round with assisted highlight, and now we had a kind of like a okay with the single button assistant. So even though the single button assistant has a 25% punishment from the global cooldown, between the global cooldown is 25% longer, it doesn't really seem like the assisted highlight is much better. Now, in the end, now what I want to do is I want to do a test where I'm actually going to use the rotation. I'm going to try and do the rotation now, where what I believe is the right thing. I might be really bad at playing this spec here, but at least let's try and see how it goes. I know I need to keep up on Voltic Blaze. I know I need to use Storm Strike whenever it's ready. Basically Level Ash whenever it's ready. Crash Lightning whenever it's ready. And then whenever I have 10 stacks of Maelstrom, I should be using my Lightning Ball. So let's see if I play this without using Assisted Highlight, or using the single button assistant, how much damage I can do. And even though we know the Tempest is a bit random spec, let's still see. But let's see. Let's go in 3 seconds. Oh, we need a timer. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. We got 5, 3, 2, 1. 1,400 damage. And I was using number 1 whenever it was available, number 2 whenever it was available, 3. For literally these 4, you just have to use them all the time when they're off, and 5 whenever you have like 10 Maelstroms to get the most out of the damage. This time we saw that I think I just had like 1 Tempest, so it was quite unlucky. But I think this proves a thing for us. I think this proves that with Midnight, especially with the Enhancement Shaman, I get the same DPS if I use Assisted Highlight. I get the same DPS if I use my single button assistant, even though the single button assistant was almost doing always better. And when I actually did the rotation myself, I got the same damage again. So a lot of people hate the single button assistant and the Assisted Highlight, but I'm sorry to say, it seems like, especially with Enhancement Shaman in this case here, it's actually doing the same damage. And then of course it's up to you. Do you want to be most stressed by using not the single button assistant, and actually, do you want to use the single button assistant and relax while you're playing and actually be able to look at mechanics? Do you want to use the assisted highlight that can help you a little bit with your rotation? Or do you just want to do it yourself? That's the decision up to you. But I think this proves that, especially with Enhancement Shaman, I mean, I could test any of the classes, like I could test all of them. But I think this proves that the single button assistant, since they have made all the specs easier in Midnight, it turns out they have made them so smooth, especially with Enhancement Shaman, that it doesn't really matter. If you don't use the single button assistant, if you use the single button assistant, assisted highlight, anyway, it's going to give me an average of 1,600 DPS. And still, the single button assistant was the one that was able to actually do the highest one. So, what can I say? So thanks for watching. I appreciate you all for watching. And remember, when Midnight releases, I will be making builds for all the single button assistant builds again. All the 40 specs in the game. Already now, you can find them on my channel. I have on my Discord, and my YouTube. I have all the 40 specs right now for single button assistant. If you want to min-max single button assistant. But yeah, this is quite nice to see that single button assistant is actually going to work very well, even in Midnight. But remember, it's up to each spec. Some specs is played really bad with single button assistant. Some specs, like the Enhancement Shaman, works really well. So it's you kind of have to do the test as I just did. Try with assisted highlight, try without assisted highlight, try with single button assistant, and see how much damage you're actually going to be doing in total. You will have to test. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see you in Midnight. Peace out.